race recap. Johnny, finally a race where it wasn't a mutter.
No, it was anything but a mutter.
It was anything but. We've had dustier races, certainly.
Oh, yeah.
Boy, Stu Baylor, big Stu Baylor out there in front, grabbing that whole shot and early lead. And this seemed like a day that kind of had Stu's name written all over it.
Yeah, I mean, he was impressive right off the start. Obviously shared with us before the race that he was under the weather coming in, but getting off to an early start or an early lead and putting himself in a great position to battle for the win here today.
Angus Reardon grabbing that whole shot out of the XC2 class, that Landers KTM whole shot. A couple little dabs right there, and this was just off to the races. And the man we've talked so much about, Grant Davis, was right there in the fight early.
Yeah, Brody Johnson with a great start as well.
And that XC3 class, I believe it was James Jenkins grabbing that whole shot on the 125 machine. That 337. Out there, as I always say, singing the song of our people. Nothing quite like the 125s.
Right.
Love it.
Premix for life. Stu Baylor leading the way. Evan Smith, shout out to him. A great ride early on in this one. Stu Baylor looking like he was going to take the opportunity to maybe pull some points back on these guys, keep himself in this championship hunt. Evan Smith there in the number 2 spot, but right from the rip, it was Grant Davis making up time to get closer and closer to the front. Then Ben Kelly putting in a big charge right here around the outside of Evan Smith, looking ahead just a few bike lengths on the track, seeing Stu Baylor. We saw Grant Davis getting wild.
Insane.
That's that paddle tire right there. That thing's stepping out. But ultimately, when it came right down to the pit stops, Ben Kelly coming in, and this is where Grant Davis was actually right here able to make the pass for second place physically on the racetrack, and getting himself up into this position here where he could see the physical leader just ahead of him, and then a heartbreaker.
Yeah, absolute heartbreaker. He was already under the weather. He mentioned in the post or the interview he had a gnarly get off prior to this, was able to a quick connect that he had to fix, and then you had they were in the air filter, air box, and that was it for Stu on the day.
Yeah, and that's a definite heartbreaker for him. But Grant Davis getting around Ben Kelly. Ben Kelly saying he just tried to keep him in sights just in case, not only if anything would happen, but only a 5-second advantage for Ben Kelly over Gus Reardon when it came down to it at the finish line. So he needed that tow from Grant Davis to pull those points back. He was able to do it. Grant Davis coming in, checking in for not only a corrected time overall, but his first physical overall win in GNCC racing.
Yeah, coming through, the celebration was on at that point for Grant Davis. And here is a look at your top 10. Davis, Kelly, Reardon, Cody Barnes. He's going to lose some sleep after this one, Johnny. He was so close. This is going to be in his nightmares and in his dreams for the next couple of weeks. Draper, solid day out of that XC1.